So during this juncture, he left his bow and arrow, he kept aside in the chariot and sat silently with a lot of heavy mind and heavy. He was pretty down in this particular juncture. The Lord Krishna had advised during this period, and he had shared the ultimate wisdom of everything during this particular juncture. So after finishing, there were many chapters, 10 chapters. So after the finishing of the 10 chapters, Lord Krishna, in the last chapters, like 10 chapters, 10th and 9th chapters, he had depicted about the layout of the creator of this universe, or the whole universe system. And Arjuna had forgotten everything that he had decided not to fight and something like that. Now the curiosity had risen like anything in Arjuna to know the secrecy, the mysteries of such great aspects, what Lord Krishna had narrated in the earlier chapters. And in fact, out of the curiosity only, he had probed to visualize, speculate such the biggest layout of the Creator. And Lord Krishna, out of a lot of affection towards Arjuna, had shown the real layout of the Creator of this whole universe, everything. And in fact, that was not possible that one can see that layout with the normal eyes. So Arjuna had been given, been blessed with special eyes to gaze on that particular, or to visualize, to speculate such a great layout. And simultaneously, the Sanjay, the chief minister, which I had already told you of Kauravas, was also having that particular special eyes. And with that special eyes, Sanjay could see from the palace the whole battleground very clearly. And he was narrating all the aspects, and because of the Sanjay's narration only, we are having this chapter, all these 18 chapters. The whole Bhagwat Geeta, the whole affair of the battle was being narrated by Sanjay. He was sitting with Dhritarashtra, the king, and he was narrating what was happening in the battleground. From the day 1 to day 18, the battle had been fought for 18 days. Okay? So according to Hinduism, it's one of the greatest battle that have been fought. Okay? Now, the thing is that it happens like once the Lord Krishna had decided that he had to show the layout. So the moment he had shown that layout, so there was a complete astonishment in Arjuna. Arjuna was trembling with fear, visualizing the greatest layout. Everywhere there were heads, there were bellies, there were hands, there were legs. Everywhere there were sun, stars. There were many people, many deities, many goddesses, everything. There were many things, many universe, and a lot of things. So Arjuna had lost the line of sight. See, we people are accustomed with our line of sight. If we lose that, we will be losing the sense of direction also. Like if you can imagine such a situation when you are in the ocean, Indian Ocean, in the middle of the Indian Ocean, and you see everywhere there is water. You lose the direction, you lose the sense of direction. So that had happened with Arjuna. Everywhere Arjuna was seeing like heads and hands and legs and many things like that. And the brightness at that time was unimaginably of the high intensity. So one cannot tolerate that intensity of light. You can imagine like thousands or lakhs of sun were there in the sky. You can just imagine how typically the bright situation would be there. So everybody was filled with a lot of heat, and like everything was being ablaze with fire, something like that. Everywhere and people were crying out of fear. Such was the layout of the creator of this universe. So Arjuna had seen that even the Kauravas and the soldiers and the great warriors were rushing speedily in the mouths of many heads are there, many faces are there, thousands and innumerable. You can just imagine such a layout. You can experience. You can imagine and experience that sort of layout within your life. So by your thought process, you can enhance your thought process to visualize, speculate such a layout. See, I may not be exactly translating these particular things from the scripture, which is in Sanskrit, but just because that would be, you may not be getting interest. So my point is that, so I should speak in such a language that it would be pretty familiar to you. Anybody from any country, from any religion, any sect, any cult can put a lot of interest in listening that. The only thing is that I feel loved to share all these things. Nothing like that. I'm promoting my religion, something like that. It's not exactly like this. So please be confirmed. Once again, I speak such things. At the beginning of this video also I told you that I am not spreading any communal message. Now what happened? Now Arjuna was seeing that particular thing and the brightness and everything, it was very intolerable, and within that he could see that the warriors, the great warriors and all people, everything was rushing speedily into the mouths of many, there are many mouths, many faces, mouths of that layout of the creator. And from the mouth there was fire was coming out with a high speed. And he could see that some of the humans who were struck in the teeth of that layout of the face, so some bone and some flesh were also struck in the teeth of that. So it was a very ferocious scene. It's a very typical, it's a scene filled with a lot of horror. One cannot bear that scene. It's a very cruel type of what I can say, a speculation, what Arjuna had been there with that. In fact, what I conclude from this particular scene, I love this particular portion of this 11th chapter, because this, in fact, this particular layout provides evidence of the cruelty of this life on this planet. That life at times it is very colorful, it's very good, so you can enjoy it, a lot of things are there. But life has the most brutal aspect, which we people are able to see with this layout. So I'm not saying that God is cruel, but the cruel aspect of existence, that's what I'm saying. See, there are many things linked to this particular aspect. Like, if we are born on this planet, we need to work. And work only can provide us our bread and butter. This is a fundamental rule. Okay, you can consider it as a natural law. We cannot deviate that. Okay, but this is something like these are all illusions. The real essence of all these things is something else which we are not able to catch, to grasp such a thing. So Lord Krishna, Arjuna had been caught with these type of illusions and decided not to fight. So the warriors were the evil people, in fact, against the Arjuna. Even if there were some few noble people who were like Bhishma and Dronacharya's mentor, and many such things are there. Even the Kaurava brothers were also the brothers of Arjuna, but they belong to one family.